Hello everyone, I'm here hanging out with my wife.
Hello!
And we're going to be reading an article from bustle.com, 7 Things Feminists Wish...
Non-Feminists Understood.
Right, by Elizabeth E. Knox. And we're non-feminists, so I figure this article is...
Written for us.
I guess, yeah. So I guess we'll read it. Should we actually read what she writes before we get to the list?
Yeah, let's read the intro.
Okay.
Do you want me to read the intro?
Yeah, read the intro.
As a staunch feminist who proudly writes, reads, and watches a lot of stuff about gender equality,
I bet she does.
I have a really difficult time understanding why so many people refuse to identify themselves as feminists, especially given that feminism is supposed to be for everyone.
Which is why it's called feminism and not everyoneism.
Obviously,
Obviously,
though, feminism and feminists are still widely misunderstood and misrepresented in today's society. It's really frustrating. I can't speak for all feminists, but personally, I want everyone to feel comfortable identifying as feminist.
Hang on. Wait, so what did she just say?
She can't speak for all feminists, but she wants everyone to feel comfortable identifying as one.
So if she can't speak for all feminists, then why did she write an article about what all feminists want non-feminists to understand?
Because she's a cunt? I don't know.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah.
Keep going.
If any non-feminists are reading this, that's us.
Right.
Let me just say there are several things we would like you to know about who we are and what we actually believe.
Okay. I'm all ears.
According to a 2013 HuffPost YouGov poll, about 82% of Americans believe in the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes.
Great. Me too.
But only 18% of Americans actually identify themselves as feminists. Additionally, a Vox poll from earlier this year confirms that the percentage of Americans who call themselves feminists in 2015 is standing firm at 18%. Firm. But that 85% of those same people polled believe in equality for women. Now, I majored in English for a reason. What the fuck does that have to do with polls?
I don't know.
Okay.
Polls are math.
I majored in English for a reason, but it's painfully obvious the math just doesn't add up here.
But if you... Oh, wow.
So maybe it's time for this friendly neighborhood feminist to set a few things straight.
Wait, so, okay. So 85% of the country believes in equality for the sexes. It believes that there should be absolute equality for men and women and all that sort of stuff, yet don't want to call themselves feminists.
Only 18% of the country identifies, or... Yeah, 18% of the country identifies as being feminists.
So, only 18% wants to be identified as a feminist, yet 85% believe in a feminist ideal. Doesn't that kind of speak legions about how people feel about the term feminism?
Yeah.
But she's going to educate us.
She's going to educate us.
Okay,
She's going to teach us the wrongs of our ways.
Oh, I see. So we'll, at the end of this, we're going to be feminists, right?
Apparently. So I'm going to finish the intro here.
I'm ready.
Whether you claim to be feminist or not, hell, whether you even believe in the equality of the sexes or not, there are so many things feminists want you to know. For starters, here's 7 of them.
Alright, fuck it. Let's do it. Feminism equals gender equality. Chimamanda Ngozi and Webster's Dictionary couldn't make it more clear. Feminism, by definition, the theory of the political, economic, and social equality of the sexes. So feminism is just another word for gender equality. That is all. That's bullshit. That's totally bullshit. Feminism isn't just about gender equality. Maybe it was at the beginning, but we have gender equality now. There's no more differing laws between men and women.
Right. She's also not differentiating the difference between third wave feminism, which is what a lot of people have difficulties with, and feminism's beginnings. The definition of feminism came about because of first and a little bit of second wave feminism, but third wave feminism isn't doing what the definition of feminism even is.
In a purely logical argument, I could also say that claiming feminism is another word for gender equality is bullshit, because if you say feminism and you mean gender equality, why don't you just say, I don't know, gender equality?
Right.
Why do you need to be called feminism?
Because it's fun to be put into a box, apparently.
Maybe with a ball gag and a vibrator.
I'm going to take number 2.
Okay.
Feminists don't hate men! People assume with shocking frequency that because I'm a feminist, I hate men. But this couldn't be further from the truth. I love men.
I bet you do.
I just keep thinking about... So my shaved legs... I've got one shaved leg and one not shaved leg. This is my feminist shaved leg, which says...
I don't need no man.
I will not let men hold me down. This is my shaved leg, which means, but I really want them to. Okay. My late grandfather was one of my biggest inspirations. Some of my favorite authors are men, and I have a handful of rowdy male cousins who double as my friends and confidants. Again, I'm not a mouthpiece for all feminists everywhere, but I've never met a feminist who hate men. I repeat, but I have never met a feminist who hates men. I don't know where this stereotype comes from, but I can tell you that it is complete and utter bullshit. Plus, it doesn't even make sense because many feminists are men. So to address this point, I don't know, hashtag male tears, hashtag...
Kill all men.
Kill all men.
Kill all white men.
Hashtag, what is it? Masculinity so weak.
Or weak or fragile or something like that.
Fragile masculinity. Yeah. There's the complete and utter dog shit of being a woman and disagreeing with feminism makes me an internalized misogynist, which means that somehow I hate myself for being a woman, which in turn is kind of a way of saying that you don't like men.
Right, yeah, no, I absolutely. I have to say,
this person has never left their home.
Yeah, no, they're full of shit. If she's an actual, like, feminist writer, of course she knows feminists who hate men.
Right.
They're everywhere. They get shit tons of attention. But at the same time, they don't get held to the fire as much as somebody who might make a misogynist comment. And of course there are feminists who hate men. And you can't say, well, because a lot of feminists are men, so how could they hate men? Are you fucking kidding me?
I can't even count how many guys I've had come up to me at bars, hit on me, then go off about feminism and the patriarchy.
And start apologizing?
Yeah, literally start apologizing to me. I tell them I'm married and there's no patriarchy in this country, and then they just go off about how they hate their own gender and they wish they were a woman.
Hey, baby, can I buy you a drink? By the way, it's so bullshit how my gender oppresses your gender. I'm so sorry about it. It's so fucked up. You're so beautiful. Can I buy you some stuff? Will you please fuck me?
In the ass?
Oh, God!
Yeah, that happens. That's why I don't go to bars without you anymore.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
I bet most of these people have pegging fetishes.
Dude, probably.
Also, and I have to mention that, you know, you can make the argument that no feminists hate men, which is bullshit. It's totally bullshit. Of course there are feminists who hate men. I would actually even say there are a lot of feminists who hate women. They genuinely hate women. They are not pro-equality for women. They are pro-feminist, which means they want they want feminists to get more advantages, be more protected, have more safe spaces.
Yeah, they want feminists and feminist agenda to get pushed further. They don't really care about what sex you are. Because
as it stands right now, say, for instance, on Twitter has this new thing where they have like this council to try and police speech. If you do any harassment, you can get kicked off. And a guy criticized Feminist Frequency, Anita Sarkeesian. Guess who's on that committee?
Anita Sarkeesian.
Right, and he is now banned.
Anita Sarkeesian is on the Twitter committee for harassment.
Yeah, wrongthink or whatever the fuck it's called.
Why the fuck is she allowed to judge who a bully is on Twitter?
Because it's a whole new world full of bullshit and rancid feminism.
No wonder Twitter's gotten so shitty.
Yeah, it's pretty much covered in dog shit. And feminists do not want independent thinking women to have their own opinions.
No, they don't. No. They don't like me.
No, they don't like you at all.
Because I will not become one of the Borg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you do number 3.
Feminists don't think women are better than men. This doesn't mean that feminists don't think certain women are better humans than certain men are. I mean, hello, Emma Watson definitely seems nicer than Donald Trump. That said, the goal of feminism is not to advance one gender more than the other. It's about campaigning for women to have access to the rights and opportunities that the majority of men have never had to think twice about. I promise that feminists don't want to marginalize or oppress the male gender, We're not trying to take over the world. We would, however, appreciate if more men were on our team. I seriously felt like I was going to start dry heaving while I was reading that.
Yeah, considering the fact that if we're talking about modern day feminism, so third wave feminism in the US alone, we're excluding Europe, we're excluding, every other fucking country. We're just talking about the US, which is where most of these fucking people come from.
Yeah.
Women, my gender, we have more rights in this country than you do. If I was beating the shit out of you, and you called the cops right now, even if they found that I was beating the shit out of you, you would be the one that would have to leave.
Probably, yeah. Yeah. And if I defended myself, there's a good chance that I could end up in jail.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You have laws protecting your right to vote. I don't. You have laws to your own body autonomy and genital integrity. I don't.
Yeah.
That's why my genitals were hacked up. And I gotta say, what the fuck kind of argument is this shit? Emma Watson definitely seems nicer than Donald Trump. Well, fucking...
That's like apples and oranges.
Daniel Radcliffe certainly seems nicer than Sarah fucking Palin. What the fuck? You can't just be... This one person who I think is like a saintly person versus this evil dude who has a penis and patriarchy, blah, blah, blah.
I'm gonna let you handle number 4, too.
I swear to God, most of the time when I read this, all I can think about is that one South Park episode where Stan's getting older and everything he hears on the radio is just like farting noises.
And it just turns to shit.
Yeah, everything just turns to shit. I every time I think about a feminist typing out a feminist article, all I can think of is, instead of a face, a giant fucking ass just spraying diarrhea into the fucking internet.
So clearly we didn't understand the first 3 points. Do you want to handle this 4th point that
What
looks
the
like
fuck?
a man is putting period blood on his face or something?
Oh my god. Sure.
Number 4, the term feminist isn't just for women.
Okay, alright. Perhaps due to the fact that the term feminist contains the word femme, a lot of people seem to think it's off limits to dudes. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Like I said before, feminism is for all of us. Everyone. There's no feminist handbook stating that only females can call themselves feminists. In fact, feminists like myself love it when men refer to themselves as feminists, because the feminist movement is not meant to encourage an us against them mentality. Feminism is supposed to be for everyone, because gender equality is for everyone. Men everywhere, this is your invitation to start calling yourself a feminist. You're not breaking any rules, I swear.
So 1, it's not an us against them mentality. It's complete and utter dog shit.
Yeah.
How many times I have brought up a point. I wasn't even talking shit about feminists. I didn't say anything rude. I didn't make any sort of ad hominem attacks on a person. I just brought up a fact that I disagree with this particular ideology that they were trying to push.
Sure, seems fair.
And I got ganged up on by probably anywhere from 8 to 15 different feminists coming in and telling me how much of a piece of shit I am and how much...
How many were male feminists?
3.
3 of them?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm a gender traitor.
Oh, God. Oh, what a great term that is. Gender traitor.
Yeah, I'm a gender
Holy
traitor.
dick, dude. Gender traitor.
I'm an internalized misogynist gender traitor.
That's so incredible. Gender traitor.
Yep.
Fuck. They should have... That sounds like a B-movie,
That should be the name of the next terrible softcore voiceover we do.
Oh my god, gender traitor? Yeah! Dude!
Gender traitor in the neutral zone!
Dun 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 dun! Feminism is for all of us. You love it when men refer to themselves as feminists. If a guy... And here's the question that I always keep asking feminists is... So I am male. You can check if you'd like. And I believe in everything that feminism, as it was originally designed for. I believe in all of that. I believe in gender equality. I believe in empowering women. I believe in making sure that everybody has as even of a playing field as possible, without artificially trying to change things. As long as everybody has an even keel as best we can do it, I believe in that. But I refuse to use the term feminist. Is that okay? What do you think they say every time?
They say you're a misogynist?
That's right. Because how dare I believe in the same things that they do,
but not call yourself...
But not use the loaded fucking term.
Right.
And the biggest reason for that, and I firmly believe this because I talked about that with my social movement thing, is if you don't identify as a feminist, then that means you're not required to defend feminists who act badly.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, and they do, all the time.
Yeah.
They actually, this whole statement of feminists like myself love it when men refer to themselves as feminists, that's bullshit. Mm-hmm. I can't even tell you how many times I've read articles on the internet or seen someone bitch about how they don't want men to call themselves feminists because you've had your time. Why are you trying to get into our movement?
Oh, yeah. No, I've seen those before.
Or they don't believe them as having the same viewpoints just because they have a different fucking gender, and they believe that the guys are only calling themselves feminists to get laid, which there are some out there that do that.
Probably most.
But that's still judging someone by their fucking genitals, and it's doing exactly what they claim to not be agreeing with. I'm
going to make the unpopular opinion and say that if a guy is in college and he calls himself a feminist, 95% of the reason why he's doing that is so he can get some pussy.
Probably. Feminism, bitch.
Alright.
Okay. Number 5. I don't feel like I really need to even read this one, but I actually feel like we might actually agree with her on number 5.
Okay.
There are many types of feminists.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. It says, not all feminists are liberal, agnostic, bra optional heathens like myself, and that's awesome. Feminists can be stay-at-home moms or CEOs. Feminists can be pro-life or avidly pro-choice. Feminists can wax themselves hairless, wear makeup, and sport an endless string of crop tops, or they can not care at all about such things. Okay, so I'm going to get into that in a minute. Feminists can take their husband's names after marriage or do something else, which is highlighted. Feminists can be sexually attracted to men, women, or both. Feminists come in all races, religions, and nationalities. There isn't just one way to be a feminist. If you've heard differently, then you've been misinformed. I don't know where the fuck they think that anyone who does not agree with feminists thinks that all feminists are the same.
No, I don't think that's ever been the case.
Well,
actually, that's not necessarily true.
I'm sure there is some people that are stupid enough to feel that way, but the whole point of not agreeing with feminism isn't that we think that all feminists are the same. It's that we disagree with the inherent thing that they all have in common, which is feminism.
Right.
We disagree with feminism. We're not just saying that all feminists are the same, because they're not. You and I have plenty of feminist friends that we love and adore, and we disagree with them on a lot of subjects, but we still love them.
Yeah.
And they, each in their own, are different than the collective whole. So, in a way, I do agree with this, but I don't agree with the way that she came across as saying it. She very clearly has her bias of what type of person she really feels is the feminist ideal, and I don't think she meant to say it, but she definitely did. Not all feminists are liberal, agnostic, bra optional heathens like myself. Feminists can wax themselves, wear makeup, and sport an endless string of crop tops, or they can not care at all about such things.
I wonder which one she is.
They can take their husband's names after marriage, or do something else, which is highlighted.
I wonder what she did.
Feminists can be sexually attracted to men, women, or both, and then...
Feminists can all read.
Yeah, blah, 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 blah. So, by trying to make it more diverse and put out this mute point that is kind of something I really don't feel like we really need to know.
No, I totally agree. But that's something that I think a lot of feminists don't really quite understand, is that anti-feminists are not necessarily against you. They're against feminism. Feminism, not feminists. I don't have a problem with feminists. I have a problem with the behavior that feminists can sometimes employ. Not all of them, but enough of them. Enough of them that I don't want to use the moniker of feminist, and I don't want to be part of feminism, because I don't want to have to defend people doing terrible, fucked up things.
But it's also, it goes, the opposite way, because this is, going for non-feminist. So I do agree that, I'm very happy that she went with a generic non-feminist rather than saying anti-feminist.
Right.
Because there are so many different groups that are non-feminist, that disagree with feminism. You have men's rights activists, you have anti-feminists, you have egalitarians, you have what I consider myself an equalist. You have people that just don't give a fuck.
Humanists, MGTOW.
There's so many different things that all have similar goals in mind. They just don't want to identify as feminists.
That's actually, and you mentioned the whole Borg thing earlier, and that I thought was very poignant because, feminists, even if there's a group of people who believe in something that's not necessarily feminism, they don't like that because feminism can only be the one social movement. There can be only feminism. It's like the Highlander of social movements,
Resistance is futile. Your individual thought and ideas on feminism do not matter because it's about the collective. It's not about you.
Right. And you're not allowed to have wrong think. You're not allowed to call yourself a different social movement because only feminism is right. Even if they're the exact same thing at the core. They believe in the exact same precepts. Egalitarianism, feminism, what the fuck ever. Men's rights activists, real men's rights activists, not those fucking dickheads people keep calling men's rights activists, but are just...
Trolls.
Yeah, trolls.
Not the trolls that are being called men's rights activists, but actual men's rights activists, people that are fighting for... intactivism.
Intactivism.
Keeping children from getting forced fucking circumcisions before they get the choice to have body autonomy.
Equality in
Something
prison
I, as a woman, get from birth that he does not. That my son does not.
Yep.
Ugh.
Or equality in prison sentences and shit like that, too.
Oh, yeah.
But they all believe in the same thing. They all want equality. They totally all want equality. But if you don't call yourself one thing, then you're wrong.
So I kind of went into that point for a reason, because number 6...
Oh boy.
Goes into that point.
When you say you're not a feminist, we hear that you believe women are second-class citizens. Who the fuck ever said that? Who the fuck ever says that now? I will never be able to wrap my head around this. Saying, I'm a feminist is literally just like saying, I support the Oh my god. Take 2. I will never be able to wrap my head around this. Saying, I'm a feminist is literally just like saying, I support the equality of the sexes. When people, especially females, say they aren't feminists, it makes less than 0 sense to me. And I can't budge on this, I just can't. That's your fucking problem!
See, this is why why I brought up that topic from number 5. We get that not all feminists are the same. Why is it so fucking hard for you to get that not all people that don't conform and decide to be feminists are not the same? I cannot wrap my head around the fact that feminists feel like as a fucking woman, I have a vagina, that means I have to be a feminist, and if I don't, I'm a gender traitor, and they won't fucking budge on this.
Internalized misogyny.
She won't, straight up... The article says they will not fucking budge on this. Well, you wonder why I don't want to be a fucking feminist. I don't want to be put into a fucking box because of my genitals.
I
don't like all women just because I have a vagina.
I don't like all men just because I have a dick. Actually, I don't really like most men.
Right?
I don't really like most women either.
I don't like most people.
Fuck people.
People suck. With the exception of some of our internet friends.
Yeah, but, and if I have a conversation with a feminist, and this happens all the fucking time, and, I happen to make mention, because I don't point it out. I'm not if I have a conversation with somebody I know they're feminist, I'm like, by the way, I'm not a feminist. I don't mention it. I don't say shit, because I don't care. It's not important. But if it does come out in a conversation with a feminist that I am not a feminist, the reaction is usually always the same. Oh, so you're an MRA. No. I believe in men's rights just as much as I believe in women's rights. But am I an activist for men's rights? No. Not anymore. I'm an activist for...
beer.
PBR in a brown paper bag.
So...
And it doesn't mean I'm a misogynist just because I'm not a feminist. It doesn't mean I hate women. It doesn't mean anything. It just means I don't want to use the fucking term. Get off my ass. Why are you sounding like Scientology? What the fuck?
When people, especially females, say they aren't feminists, it makes less than 0 sense to me. Has this person ever reached out and asked someone why they don't want to identify as a feminist if they are a woman?
I bet they have. She probably was like...
Has she ever listened to what they had to say?
Because I'm sure
isn't that the motto? You have to listen and believe? Isn't that their motto?
That's supposed to be the motto, yeah.
So as a woman who's not a feminist, isn't a feminist obligated to listen and believe my point of view is valid?
Well, sure, but then they're just going to tell you that your point of view is wrong.
Yeah, I know.
They can listen and believe that you think that, but that's only because you're a gender traitor and you've been corrupted by the evil patriarchy!
Number 7. Saying you're not a feminist doesn't mean you're not actually a practicing feminist. So number 7, the point that they wish we understood is that even though we don't want to be a feminist, we're feminists anyways.
No, I can't even joke about that.
I'll read it.
I was about to be like, honey, I guess I'm a feminist because I can't say it. Can't say it.
Statistically, it's highly likely that you're a feminist, even if you don't want to call yourself one. If you want your daughter, sister, wife, girlfriend, buddy, coworker, mom, teacher, boss, and or any other woman in your life to experience full gender equality, then you're a feminist. Of course, no one can convince you to start calling yourself a feminist if you're not comfortable with the term. But guess what? You don't have to call yourself a feminist to be a feminist. If you support gender equality, then we would love to officially have you on our team. I fucking hate that feminists feel this way.
Holy shit, that's amazing.
I fucking hate that feminists feel this way, because no matter what I fucking say, if I say, I want people to be treated equally regardless of their gender, they say I'm a feminist. I'm not a fucking feminist, because I don't want the social, political, and economic equality of the sexes. That's forced equality, which ends up taking equality away from other people.
That's a good point.
So I am not a feminist. I do not agree with the definition of feminism. I do not identify with the definition of feminism. But I say that I want people to be treated equally regardless of their gender. They think I'm a feminist. This is bullshit.
It's something that's kind of bothered me. I've had a lot of friends online, especially in like atheist and scientific communities, and they're feminists, and I try and relate to them this very notion, that this is a cult. This is a religion. It absolutely is a religion.
It's the fucking Borg.
It is the Borg. And I lose friends all the fucking time because I don't want to drink the Kool-Aid. It's not like if I was today to just say, well, I'm a feminist. I believe I'm a feminist. And that doesn't magically make me turn into an asshole. Because by and large, being a feminist doesn't turn you into an asshole. Most feminists I know are actually really nice, decent people. But at the same time, I don't want to be associated with the crazy. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I want nothing to do with it. And whether or not I treat people respectfully and equally is not dependent on whether or not I label myself a fucking feminist. By not calling myself a feminist, I'm not automatically oppressing women.
Or automatically a horrible person.
Right! It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make me a misogynist. It doesn't make me an MRA. It doesn't make me anything except not identifying as a feminist. If that's a problem, and oh my god, and this is the most salient thing that pisses me off. This very article destroys itself in every fucking way. Because it says that if you believe in the equality of feminism, you're already a feminist. Well, great! Good for you! Good for fucking you! Then why are you pointing it out? Why even mention anything? Just be like, they might not call themselves feminists, but they're feminists. They are, absolutely. Well, good. Then you know this secret knowledge. Leave us alone.
You know what I think? I think this article was not actually written for us.
No, of course it wasn't.
Written for feminists to sit there and have a laugh at non-feminists together.
It's dick sucking each other so that they can be like, well, those just non-feminists don't even understand their actual feminists.
Because this is supposed to be 7 different things feminists wish non-feminists understood. But here it is saying 7 different variations of them being like, why aren't you a feminist?
Yeah, if you believe in gender equality, you're just a feminist.
It's so great. Why aren't you calling yourself a feminist? That's 7 different ways of just asking, why aren't you calling yourself a feminist?
This is as ridiculous a statement.
Literally it.
This is as ridiculous a statement as when somebody's like, well, you benefit from patriarchy. Really? I do? I benefit from patriarchy? Honey, when's the last time I got my my man check?
Your man check?
Yeah, the check that the patriarchy sends out, so for every 77 cents you make, I get 23 cents on top of that, so, we have our wage gap. Or my card that I can display in public so people know that I have more privilege than you. When's the last time you saw that in the mail?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that I actually get more tax break just because I'm a woman filing taxes and making money.
Weird!
But yeah, this is bullshit. It's 7 different ways of them saying, "Why aren't you a feminist? Why?" It even has a picture of Jon Stewart going, "Why?
Why?
Why?
Why aren't you a feminist?"
But you know what I want to try? I want to try doing the shoe.
The shoe?
I can't do the shoe.
So yeah, I guess that's our response, being non-feminist to the 7 things that feminists want us to know, and we know it now.
We know that they want us to join their club, and we're just too cool for school.
Yeah, no, I think we're way too cool to be feminists. Actually, that's not very fair, though. I know lots of cool feminists. I do.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not saying there aren't cool feminists.
Christina Hoff Sommers is pretty fucking cool.
Based Mom is amazing.
Based Mom is best mom. Seriously, though, if there's one thing that I want feminists to know, coming from non-feminists, is that just because somebody doesn't want to identify as a feminist doesn't mean that they disagree with the basic core inherent principles of decent social justice. We just don't really want to have to be called part of your club. Just leave us alone. That's just our, shitlord opinions.
Yeah, stop hitting on me with your fucking patriarchy jokes, you obnoxious.
Oh, Christ. Fuck that. Anyway. Chill.
Cheers.
Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. If you like what me and Mems do, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you want to see more like it. Share with your friends. And hey, if you want to help us pay for some diapers, you can always hit us up on Patreon. Keep an eye out on this channel, as me and Mems are hoping to get ourselves started a weekly live stream, hopefully on Sunday nights, where we can just get together, shoot the shit, maybe hang out with some friends, and in general be unrepentant shitlords. Have a great day.
Trying to do the shoe, and I just can't do the shoe.
I bet I could do the skeptic thing.
What's the skeptic?
Wait, here. I'll do it from the glasses.
You do the skeptic.
Mother of God.
What?